You're asking yourself, how could that be a chicken meatball? You saw the title. You saw the thumbnail. It's like, is this seriously? Is this a chicken meatball? Yeah, it's a chicken meatball right there. Why is? Don't turn it off. Come on. Hear me out. Give me 20 seconds to sell this thing. Okay, I am a carnivore. I love meat. I love beef. I love a big meaty meatball sub. That thing is 10 times better. Trust me. If you've had chicken meatballs before but they weren't very good, it's because they didn't have my recipe. I've been working on this for quite a while, perfecting it. Chicken meatballs are not that easy to do as far as getting the ratios right. It does take a bit of practice, but you don't have to worry about any of that because I got the exact recipe. It's down in the description down below, and it's right here, and it's in this video. You're going to need to see how to make this because I swear to God, that's the best meatball sub I ever had. Hands down. No comparison whatsoever. You are going to want to know how to make that. I'm going to show you how to do it right now when we get started making a chicken meatball sub. So it's about January of 2024. You probably remember it fondly, as everyone does about 2024 so far. That Firehouse Subs came up with their chicken parm meatball sub. Don't know why they called it that. It's chicken meatball sub. There's nothing parm really about it, except they put some breadcrumbs on top of the cheese on top of the thing. But anyways, this isn't about that. That was an inspiration because, come on, it's Firehouse Subs. It is not going to be very good. So we are going to try to come up with something, and I won't say we're going to try to. I've been working on this, and I have made this several times, and this is a very unique recipe because chicken meatballs are very hard to make, as it turns out. And incredibly delicious. I can't eat like actual meat, beef, lamb, pork, veal, any kind of chicken meatballs. That's it. From this day forward, I swear, I'm Bill Chicken Meatballs Cook. Yep, I love these things. They're amazing. Chicken meatballs in spaghetti, phenomenal. If you haven't tried this, please try this. Trust me, I wouldn't lead you astray on this one. This is for real. We've got a pound of lean ground chicken here that we're going to be using. If you have a meat grinder, you can always throw some chicken breast in there and do that. This also has a little bit of thigh meat in it because it's, you know, whatever they got the scraps laying around. But this is an easy way to do it, and at $8.42. Yeah, it's not. Did I say it was cheap? No. But is anything cheap anymore? No. Alright, so we are going to take this, and I'm going to show you quickly how to do this. I'm working on the jibber jabber, people. Still keeping the jibber jabber. Just getting to the point. Get to the point, right? Okay, get to the point. I've heard you. So we've got our meat sitting here. This is going to go in once we have a lot of ingredients in here. What are our ingredients? Like I said, this is a unique thing. What I found about making chicken meatballs is they suck up flavor like crazy, so we have to use restraint. Yes, that's right. And we're going to be very, very judicious in the things we put in this, and you don't need to put as much in it either, because again, so we're going to do that. What do we have? We have 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs. I have half plain breadcrumbs and half panko. That's going in. I have a seasoning mix here. What is in this? There is a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, 1/4 teaspoon of basil, 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. There's a little bit of salt and pepper in here as well. But yeah, this is, you're going to love this. It's fantastic. It's incredible. We've got 2 cloves of garlic right here that are just chopped up, minced up, lovely, and doing their thing. We have right here, believe it or not, there is a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Now I went with grated and shredded because I'm a crazy person. All right, what else do you have? You have a 1/4 cup of onion. Now I put this through the box grater. This is a white onion. You can use yellow onion. Do not use red onion. Don't use green onion. White or yellow. White has a cleaner flavor. There you go. That's going in. Now we have 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of milk. This is the liquid that are going in this. Okay, so we got our egg right here. Hopefully this isn't a hard-boiled egg. That's always funny. I don't know who likes to do that, but it's hilarious. Right, we have that, and we have that. That is basically everything that's going in this. And let me just, fork, hold on. It's not me unless I forget something. All right, so we are just going to mix this up really nice. This is not much in this. This is, I know it's weird for me. Okay, that's all mixed up. There's our mixture in there. That is all the seasoning you need for this. It's perfect. Now we are going to dump our chicken in here. There you go. Throw that away. I'm going to be a little more careful where I throw that because that's a mess. We don't want salmonella all over the place. I just want the salmonella in the bowl. It's a miracle that we eat chicken, considering they're warning us that it's all contaminated with salmonella. Why do we keep eating chicken? I guess we don't get sick, but they're like, oh, salmonella, it's everywhere, we're all going to die. Except, how many people really get sick from it? It's not that many. It really isn't. So I guess we manage the risk, right? All right. I am using a fork to mix this up because you want this really, really well mixed up. You're going to help Papa shoot the video. Are you going to help me shoot a video? Yeah, you want a meatball, don't you? I'm sorry, there's onion and garlic in there, so you're not getting a meatball. She wants a meatball. All right, folks, it is time to go in and mix some meatballs. We're going to make these a little bit larger because they're going in a meatball sub. Plus, they're really hard to make, so I really only want to make a few of them. Normal meatballs, if I'm making spaghetti or something like that, they're golf ball size, maybe a little bit bigger than that. They cook up nicely, plus everybody likes to get a meatball and go, oh, look, a meatball. But these are a little bit bigger because, again, these are really hard to kind of form up. They're a pain, but they do work, and these actually cook up better than meat, ground beef. They really do. So let's get to it. Grab a wad. That is a decent size amount right there. That's looking pretty good. So we're just going to kind of coerce this into a ball shape and then set this on the side of the bowl real quick. We're going to get 6 or 8 of these, maybe 9 if we're lucky, because these are pretty good size and we don't have a ton of filler in here. But yeah, just try to keep them consistent in size. Because no one likes inconsistencies. If you put a gun to my head and made me guess how much that is, 1/3 of a cup, maybe half a cup. What is that in weight? No. Yeah, you can see why you're wearing gloves. This is such a mess. A little bit of water on the gloves does help get the chicken off of you, but you can't keep going back every 2 seconds to put water in there. Plus it gets in the meatballs and throws them off, so it is what it is. Okay, I got 7 meatballs plus 1 little itty bitty chef's meatball. But I still have a bunch of chicken on these gloves, so if I scrape this off, I can probably add it to the little guy and get it a little bit closer. But yeah, basically 8 meatballs is about what you're going to get out of this, which is good because if you're making a good sandwich, you got about 4 meatballs in a sandwich. Come on, we're making a good sandwich here. So that makes 2 sandwiches. A pound makes 2. That's a half a pound of meatballs in this meatball sub. Yeah. Okay, these are going to sit for a second. I'm going to clean up. I will meet you over there, and I will show you how we get them out of this bowl and into the frying pan and then fry these up real quick because you're probably thinking he's screwed. I'm not. You'll see. Alright, so let's cook up some meatballs. I've got a 12-inch skillet here with about a tablespoon of olive oil in it, maybe a tablespoon and a half. We got this thing nice and warm. It's getting, 375, 400 degrees, something like that. It's pretty warm at this point. We are just going to gently nudge the meatballs off of the bowl here. I've got a silicone spatula and the spoon, and they actually come up really nicely and easily. This goes pretty easy. You just kind of want to reshape them a little bit. They get a little funky, and this is your last chance to make them look more like meatballs instead of, abstract art. But yeah, just get them all into the pan here. Turn the heat down a little bit because you don't really want to cook these at 400 degrees. They will burn, so you really want to cook these at a medium heat, you know, basically 350-ish, something like that. Get them all in there and let them cook for a while. This is going to take about 8 minutes total to do, but you're going to flip them every minute and a half, something like that. While we're waiting for that, I'm going to get a jar of Rouse marinara sauce into a pan here. It's a 3-quart sauce pot. It's perfect for this because we only have a couple of meatballs. It works good. Alright, so now we are going to flip these. You're going to see, oh man, these things, seriously, these meatballs brown so nicely. Okay, that one might not have been in long enough. Alright, just give these all a flip and keep flipping these. Let these go a minute and a half on each side, and then find another spot that isn't browned and just kind of coax them into position. These are not going to be round. They just aren't. The chicken is too soft and they don't really hold shape all that well. But it's okay, we're making a meatball sub, so it doesn't have to be round. They're perfect. Plus, you know, who really cares what shape they are, right? And just keep doing this until you get every single nook and cranny browned. You're not going to get them cooked all the way through. We're just looking to brown the outsides. That is looking about perfect right there. I'd say that is it. Now we are going to braise these off in the sauce. That's why we have the pan sitting next to this on the stove. I'm just going to transfer these into our pot. This is just on simmer. I've got this basically just getting warm at this point. Put all the meatballs in there, being very gentle. They're still a little fragile at this point. Give them a little stir, gently get them nice and coated. We're going to leave this on simmer. We're going to put the lid on it, and they're going to cook for about 40-45 minutes in the sauce like this. Just come back every few minutes and stir them, maybe, you know, every 8 to 10 minutes. Make sure you're not burning anything. And when they are done, they are going to be ready to go. Take them off the heat, let them rest for a minute, and then we're going to make a meatball sub. All right, our meatballs are done, and we are one step closer to having our chicken meatball sub all ready to go. What do we have to do now? The roll. Come on. This is not the world's best roll for this. It isn't. You see the size of this meatballs? This is ridiculous. Come on. What do we get? 3 in here? Something like that. But this is what we got. This is what we're using. Improvise, adapt, overcome. There you go. All right. So we are going to take and cut this thing. There is a side here that has a curve on it and side that is curved the other way. If you cut this way with it, then the curve, it's more likely to split. So I'm cutting it this way. Rolls are funny. Okay. She's working itself open. You have to be very careful with this. Do not destroy this roll. Otherwise, you're going to have to get another one because you need this thing to have the integrity. It has to hold up. You're going to be dropping meatballs and sauce in here. Come on. All right. What have we got? We got some butter. This is some garlic butter. Why is it pink? It's got paprika in it. Don't you always put paprika in your garlic butter? And not only has it got the paps, it's got the oregano. Yep, that's right. The oregano. We're just going to put a little bit of this in there. You know what else I put in it? A little bit of Parmesan. What? That is crazy. We are just going to slather a smidge in here. Not much. Oh, yeah, not much at all. Okay, just put a little in. Don't go crazy. We are going to stick this in the oven under the broiler real fast to get this thing super happy before we are going to start assembling. So this is going on a, there, better to show you than tell you. Okay, it's going on a baking sheet. Got a little foil here. We're just going to try and get this thing to prop open. Again, we got to be really careful of the back of this bun. We don't want it to tear apart. So this is just going to go into the broiler until we start seeing a little bit of browning and a little melting and a little goodness, and we're going to pull it out. So 2 minutes. All right, this thing's out of the oven. It's just beautiful. Oh, look at it. Oh, come on. It's gorgeous. I did manipulate the pan around a little bit to keep from burning this edge and the whole thing. Just, you don't want to burn it. Just when it starts getting a little crispy there, it's perfect because this thing's going back in the oven because we're going to melt all the cheese. But now it is time to start assembling. My favorite part. All right, I'm going to grab a couple of meatballs here. Let's see how many meatballs we can get in this. Now, you may notice that these meatballs are not round. If you are allergic to meatballs with flat surfaces, look away. Consult a physician And call 911 if you have any sudden breathing stopping or your heart doesn't beat anymore. Call 911 immediately if that happens. All right, but for the rest of you that aren't allergic to meatballs like this, these actually work pretty good in here. Okay, we're only going to get 3 in here. That's a 3 meatballs. That's a big sub. That's a big one right there. Okay, look at that. That is a big. Oh yeah. Okay, so we're going to take our foil here. We'll kind of prop this up a little bit, make kind of a canoe for it, something like that, somewhere in that range. We're going to put a little bit of the parm here. Now, I've shredded this fresh. As you can see, I work it. No, I don't. It's fine. If you have an actual chunk of parm and you want to shave it on this, beautiful. Beautiful. All right, sauce it. Now, how much sauce do you put on? How much you got? You put on as much as you want because sauce is very important. You better have a lot of sauce in here. If you want to take and wiggle this a little bit and make sure it's getting down in there, it's going to do that as we put this in the oven as well and as you start to eat it. But if you start seeing dry spots, by all means, give it a little extra, all right? There we go. That's looking pretty good. I'm liking it. Now, cheese on top. Are you a mozzarella person or a provolone person? You got to ask yourself that question. Do you like the funk? Do you like a bag of dead feet? If so, provolone's your answer. It's going in the oven. If you don't like a bag of dead feet, by the way, live feet smell just as bad, depending on the day and the weather. But you want to get some mozzarella. This is funkless mozzarella. You have to look for that special. And just shave some up, put that on there. It's fantastic either way. That's my choice. There you go. This is going back in the oven. You don't want this under the broiler. You want this to bake. So I got the oven set at about 450. It's going to bake this down in. That's going to take a couple of minutes. You want this nice and melty. Don't brown it. Don't burn it. Please don't do that. Is it blinking foreshadowing right now? Is it? Better not be. Okay. That looks like a meatball sub now, doesn't it? Yeah, kind of does. Because it is. It's gorgeous. It's awesome. It's also volcanic hot. So I'm going to wait just a second. I'm going to dig into this other meatball. Like I said, I made a chef's meatball, which is, the 1 extra, 2 extra, something like that. So I'm going to cut into this guy and let you see. Basically, that is the inside of the chicken meatball. They are delicious and amazing. It looks dense. It's not. Believe me, they are lighter and fluffier than you imagine they are. They're so delicious. They soak up the flavor like you can't believe. These things are amazing. I can't believe I'm actually going to eat a whole meatball and a meatball sub. I'm a growing boy. But, gotta keep up on the calories. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. Those things are so good. That little red pepper flake gives it just dances on the tongue. Just a, ooh, that's a spicy meatball. But not too much. It doesn't really overpower. You're not going to get that in Firehouse Sub, even though Firehouse is a fire's in the name. You think you'd get something spicy. No. Because they have women, children, and old people eating there. They can't kill them. They could, but they frown on it. So they don't do that. I'm going to have to dig into this thing in a second. But you know what else I'm going to dig into? A thumbnail. Hold on. All right, thumbnail is shot. And as you can see, the same amount of meatballs still sitting there. I didn't cheat on you, I promise. I wasn't eating one behind your back. I wouldn't do that to you. Come on. Let's dig into this thing and find out. Oh, yeah. Come on. Cutting a meatball sub is one of the funnest things about having a meatball sub because you can't eat like this foot-long meat. You could, but it gets a little messy. So I'm going to try and cut through a meatball. I know they're not exactly, this is half, but then I don't cut through a meatball. So I'm going to go a little offset here. Got a big serrated knife. Try to cut your fingers off. If you do, make sure you get a little sauce on there so they're delicious. You don't want to waste a finger like that. Come on. All right. How'd we do? How's she look? Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Going in. Gotta get some cheese on top though. So I like to hold the meatball in this case because if I bite here, it's gonna go whoop. So finger there, hold the meatball. Oh, this is why everyone loves that Rao's marinara. It's good. It's a good marinara if you're not making your own. Can I take? No. Okay. Fine. I'll wait. That's freaking delicious. That's so amazing. Oh my god, it is all in my mustache. Hold on. Oh yeah, there was a little there. That is amazing. You're gonna love this thing. Now, if you're apprehensive about the chicken meatball, don't be. I am not one of those crazy vegan anti-meat people. I love meat. I love cows. I love beef. It is amazing. That blew me away and won me over. So if you're reluctant, take it from me. Trust me. You're going to love this. Follow the directions on how to make these things because if you go crazy, they will get out of hand on you in a hurry. I have overdone it a few times. That is a beautifully balanced flavor. Perfect. The sauce, the cheese, the whole thing. You're going to love this. So thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you make this at home. Hopefully you enjoyed the heck out of this. And if you did, like, share, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye. I just went and bought a rowboat. I got him to throw in the paddles for free. It was quite an ordeal.